phenomenal, and you will still get to see him. And I don't know what the health
Can't
problems are,
hear
but
both
I
things.
saw he has health
Not
problems.
that great.
No, it was great. I loved it. Okay. Now we are up to Lisa. Lisa B. I know you've been waiting patiently. I've seen everyone's hand raised. We just had a certain order we went in.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I know everybody's tired, so mine is easy. You said you would read the text from Vicky?
You want me to read it? It's
Uh-huh.
really not. I mean, honestly, Vicky's text wasn't even that bad, but it just really pissed me off. Yeah. It pissed me off also because she CC'd the person at Herd Media because she's on Herd Media. And that other podcast I just did 10 episodes, 15 episodes with was on Herd Media. So when you start CCing someone, it's like, what do you think I'm gonna like? I'm like nervous. Like I know what you're trying to do. Like we're on the same network. I shouldn't be talking about you. But again, it's the arrogance in which this text was. So this text comes, this other person is CC'd, David, and this was at September 10th at 11:52 a.m. Now, the only reason she's texting me is because our good friend Kelly Dodd got her riled up. Because this is when I don't know what I was saying about Kelly, or I was Elizabeth Vargas was on something, someone was on, it was trashing Kelly, and I think Vicky came up. So this was all from Kelly, but regardless. David, it's Vicki Gunvalson. It had come to me that you are talking negative about me on your shows. I don't know why or how you think it's okay to do that when you don't even know me. Is this what you think is good content? I am asking you politely to please stop referencing my name on any of your shows. Thank you. I, I mean, I really think the part that pissed me off was when she said, "Is this what you think is good content?"
Yeah.
To a podcast which for 5 years is booming, and she's had two failed podcasts. So I didn't really read this over, did think about it. Like I could have maybe written it. But it's within 3 seconds. I, excuse me. Within 3 minutes, I respond. Just checking the time. I responded. Within 3 minutes, I write Vicky. And this other person from Herd Media is on the text. Vicky, first of all, I'm sorry Kelly Dodd got you riled up. Second of all, why are you CCing Pat from Herd Media? Pat does not control any content of mine or what comes out of my mouth, nor will he ever. Third of all, you have talked negatively about people not only for 16 seasons or so on RHOC before you got fired, but didn't you just but but didn't you just trash Tamrat claiming she is a horrific mom to her daughter? That was yesterday
Such a
that you trashed
passion.
Tamrat, right? You don't come on my Housewives podcast as a guest. So unfortunately, when your name is in the news cycle, I talk about it on my top 25 rated podcast. No housewife no housewife is off limits who is not a regular guest on my show. When I feel necessary, to be clear, your name will be mentioned again. The good news is, at least as of now, as of the writing of this, you are not unnecessarily on my radar. As long as you don't do anything to change that, I will only talk about you when it is newsworthy, which is what I do on my podcast where I make money. In America, people are allowed freedom of speech, and I cover news topics such as the OG of the OC being sued, weren't you just sued, or trashing her ex-friend Tamrat, like you just did. I hope this helps clarify, and sorry you don't like what was said. I will take this email as even though it was a text, I will take this email as a friendly one from you, and at this point, not harassment, a threat, or anything else which could enter into a legal status. I appreciate you reaching out, David.
Wow.
Then she did respond. A legal status question mark, and then I didn't respond to her. She can sit with that. There you go.
Amazing. Whew.
I can read someone without trying. I've said it before. It's just a skill that I'm good at. She pissed me off when she asked, I mean, not like emotionally, just like, who do you think you are that I won't talk about you? We talk about housewives. Like, so that's where it's like, I think for me, Vicky is just so out of touch with who she is. Like, this is, I think, a serious, like, please stop talking about me. And do you think this makes good content? Like, it's her whole thing when she was going to be involved in their podcast. She's like, I want to talk about this and that. Like, she thinks she's just a righteous Christian woman, which is fine, but you're not. just trash Tamra, and you're like, she doesn't realize what she's doing, and go do it. But like, I mean, I'm self-aware, like, of what I'm doing. Like, it's just so not self-aware. Like, do I think this makes good content? Yeah, you're being sued by someone for your business. That we're going to talk about that, sweetie. So, yes. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good question.
Love you.
Now we are up to Shane. Oh, yes, we are.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to
Uh,
make you wait.
okay. It's been a good show.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, no problem. I just have two questions, like one real quick for you, Dave, and then one for both of you. So the one I have for you is just who's on the cover of your podcast? That's a quick one. Like,
First of all, I have thought of updating this artwork. I don't know how everyone feels about that. I have mixed feelings. Well, really, there's nobody in particular. Yes, I do think that I don't really remember, but yes, one of them I think looks exactly like Sonja Morgan. I think it's actually like something Sonja was wearing. So the one closest to me is basically Sonja. I can't remember if I gave pictures because I think the second one was supposed to be like a Teresa. I think the next one was supposed to be like a Jill Zarin. And I think the last one was supposed to be like Tinsley or Aviva. But I don't know how we got here. Really, I can't remember. But I really think I must have given pictures to the person that created this because they didn't just someone saying who made this. I literally just hired a random person on Fiverr. Like, I just talk to people, and like that's what I mean. Like when we're having like meetings about this other podcast and the artwork, I mean, we were hours. Should the color be dark blue? Nobody fucking cares. They care about the content. This is why when Sarah and I make decisions, so it was like, okay, this wasn't the first artwork. I was like, this is horrible. I gave some feedback. I was like, this is horrible. And then they came up with this. I was like, oh, this is cute. Because you do need artwork before you can like even present it to Apple. But I really think Sonja, Teresa, Jill, and I think Aviva were the pictures that I gave at the time. And I really actually do think the one closest to me looks exactly like Sonja.
yeah. Okay,
But
cool.
that's it. But I really thought of just changing this entire artwork, but I have mixed feelings about that now.
Yeah.
Ship a sale. Good question. What else?
And then my other question for both of you is what was like your like gateway like episode or like series or into like the Real Housewives?
Well, mine was New York back in the day with Bethenny. I mean, I used to love Bethenny. Like Bethenny was so amazing when she lived in that little studio apartment. I mean, I was so addicted back. And I loved that she was sort of the underdog that they all made fun of. And Luann was the countess. I would say New York.
I mean, I was there from the first minute of the first day of the first scene of the OC. So I really liked the OC, really. And then I wasn't all in on all franchises. Like I didn't really watch Atlanta in the beginning.